Dunk it.
What?
Funk it. Sure. Serve it. Here. Work it. Switch. Jocular. We're about to get jocular.
Welcome to Jocular.
Hello.
It's the show where three best buds gossip about women's sports. Today we're finally taking the hint and talking about Aussie Rules Football with the help of a jockstrap like you. So, okay, all right. So put the shrimp on the Barbie or Oppenheimer and try not to chunder as we all learn about why footy isn't just rugby's weird gay cousin.
Oh.
Wait, no
weird
gay cousin.
What? Don't you have a weird gay cousin?
No,
I'm the weird gay
I'm
cousin.
the weird gay cousin too. Finally, you sick freaks.
I kind of do, but I think we're also like I'm weird too, you know, and my gay cousins are
Do
weird
we have to
too.
reclaim weird gay cousin? I feel like weird gay cousin is something that your uncle says when he's like kind of drunk at the holidays and is like, your fucking weird gay cousins here.
It's me though. I'm the one.
And I know I am too.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I've reclaimed like childless aunt, you know. So I feel like
We can
Huge.
take back.
yeah, we can take
We
it
can
back.
take back.
Take back
weird-
the night.
Take back.
Okay,
we can take
I'm
way
Katie
to-
Kershaw, she, her.
I'm Tien Tran. She, her.
ER Fight Master, weird gay cousin.
We're taking it back already. As always, this episode is fully available on video in 4K on Spotify. It would really do us a you'd be really doing us a solid.
And
if you
4K,
watched it.
remember, it stands for Four Kindred Spirits.
Yes.
That's
Me.
me,
us.
Tien, Katie, and Harry.
Yes.
Aw.
And don't forget about Charlie, but Charlie's not in the room right now, so it's just 4K.
So
he's not. Yeah.
But
When
he's
he's
in the
here,
room, it
it's
becomes
5K.
5K.
Yeah.
We're also nominated for a Queerty Award for Best Gay Podcast. Vote for us every day, please.
Although I think maybe by the time this episode airs, the voting will have ended.
We don't know
well,
that. You don't know it.
But just try anyway.
Yeah.
Oh,
just
yeah,
try.
Try anyway.
Because if we win $1 million each.
Yes.
And $2 million for Harry.
Which is a pay cut for
Which
me,
is a-
but
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And we also now have a phone number that you can call and leave us a message. And you know what, Harry? What is that phone number?
well, I have a little song that illustrates both the number and a fun mnemonic device that you can remember
kinda put
to
it right
remember it. It goes like this.
I'll hear it again.
Still new. We
Oh
want
my
to hear from you. Okay. So call our line. 567 231 5928. Wait, what? 567 231 5928. Let's never regret calling lesbian ones. Jocks will always talk.
If I ever was a drag king,
Yeah.
I
Whoever
performed to that song.
whoever made that song, doing that. Who did whoever make made it is a really horny skank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love skanks, and I'm glad we're bringing it back.
I know we should.
I
Take back the skank.
love a slut and skank reclamation.
Yes. And hussy.
What's better? What's
love
a better
hussy.
thing on earth than to be a slut and a skank?
Don't know.
A hussy.
A hussy.
A little hussy.
A
A little hussy.
So what's going on in the group chat?
Okay, this one's tough.
This one's tough.
Yeah.
Charlie shared a Washington Post article with us.
And remember, we had talked a while
Take it away.
ago. Well, we talked a while ago.
We
but
did.
We did, yeah.
We
but
talked
was
about.
it a main segment or did we put it on
I think
the?
we put it in the chat because it was like a sort of like a TikTok drama.
Yes.
Because it was her ex-girlfriend
Yeah.
who came to TikTok in a story in many parts to expose what had happened. And we are talking about
Sedona Prince. Now, this sucks because the Washington Post, the first line in this article is basketball star Sedona Prince has become the face of equity in college sports, which just fucking sucks.
Which sucks because she used to do sort of like man on the street interviews, and like I remember seeing one where she spoke to a dad who was there with his daughter and was like, you really helped me like accept my gay daughter. And I remember like getting verklempt at that. And now we've allegations about her have come out, and now the Washington Post is just like, yeah, there's just like a whole list of it.
She allegedly took someone on a date, and when that person wanted to leave, allegedly Sedona said something around like, I didn't take you on a date for nothing.
Yeah. Ugh.
And then assaulted her.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there are like several other
incidents of domestic violence.
Yeah, folks that have come forward too.
What the living hell, you guys?
I know.
What are you doing?
I mean, to me, I don't think of her as the face of equity.
I don't either.
I think that is a misnomer. I do not think that anyone sees her that way anymore.
But, you know, in that way, it's completely separate, but it's like that. It's the Caitlin Clark thing where, like, actually Sedona was a weigh-in for a ton of people because Sedona had posted, I think, that photo of the weight room.
Yeah, it was a full video.
Yeah,
And the food.
And that was actually the first time, I think, in my memory, that it became this big national thing of like, holy shit, look how they treat the women. So, yes, Sedona's not even remotely the face of, like, college, you know, basketball, like truly at all. And there's something about her like whiteness and her appearance and her demeanor that made her being like, hey, isn't this fucked up pretty accessible to white supremacist nation.
And that was in 2021. And she's still in college.
Yeah. Because I think she got injured last.
She got injured, so she took a year off, but she had the COVID year. And she, as of this recording, is expected to go in the first round of the draft.
Is that true?
No.
Like,
I mean, she is like
number 8. It's like thought that in a like mock draft that she would be at the Dallas Wings with Paige Beckers.
Because she is also listed in the top 30, like the
because she's so fucking.
She's tall.
She's tall. And she's good too.
I mean, she is dominant.
She is a good player, but like she also is listed in like the mid-season top 30 players. Like,
I could
national
see top
player
10.
Of
I'm
the
just
year.
surprised. I guess I
top 10,
top
but she's
8.
like top 30.
Yeah, 8
and
in
like
the
from her
draft.
senior
for the
class.
draft.
Oh
Yeah.
yes. I just think it sets a really dangerous precedent and climate for survivors when we continue to let abusers kind of do their thing.
Okay, this is kind of juicy though, jockstraps. Quote unquote, quote, unfortunately, others have decided to use Sedona as a launch point for their careers, says the attorney A. Boone Almanza. In an effort to create some relationship privacy, Sedona has asked girlfriends to sign non-disclosure agreements because their personal, intimate moments should not be the subject of public discussion.
What bigger red flag?
Well, listen.
I mean, God.
What bigger red flag could there possibly be?
You're a college student. Like, you're a kid.
That's the thing. Like,
and you've already decided you need NDAs.
Yes.
I am actually like, I'm not like, we've all been in the acting industry long enough to know that like NDAs are written into contracts to like basically ensure that people don't go public about small complaints anyway. Like I'm not anti NDA, and you are like to have a college player be signing it for their relationship.
No, that is like
that's bizarre.
It's so bizarre, and I feel like it's already like kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Guilty? I mean, just like if you're like,
well, yeah, I'll sign one so no one knows I'm auditioning for a Star Wars show. On
Right.
Yes, of course.
Like that's one thing, but no, it is.
It's like every, you know, and we won't name names because we will get killed. But you know, it's like that story that we all heard a while ago about entering a hotel room and giving up your keys and your cell phone, signing an NDA. Yeah. And then getting fucking sexually assaulted in a hotel room by a prominent actor. Like, it's...
I don't know the story. We'll have to talk about it off mic. When you're doing it in a relationship, I mean, that's a playbook that Neil Gaiman got outed last year, 2 years ago. And he would require women to sign NDAs.
I mean, I think also the lawyer being like, the classic defense for an abuser would be like, they're just using her to launch their own. What woman or what survivor has ever gotten like a, I don't know, multi-million-dollar deal from like accusing someone?
Yeah, here's my Sheen haul.
You guys didn't get it after your sexual assault?
No. It was kind of pre-TikTok. So
Yeah.
that was probably a part of it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, why are we still using? Why are people still believing that defense?
I got a big Cheerios ad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I just got HPV.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, you win some, you win some.
You win some and you win some.
I feel like, we are recording this a little ahead of time than it'll be aired. So more things could come to light, more decisions could be made. But it is devastating that we do have to talk about this.
Okay, here's how we bring it back, because I'm like truly like, okay, what do we do here? I think that my least favorite thing about men's sports is when teams pick these guys. Like, it was after that last quarterback had like assaulted like truly upwards of 30 like masseuses.
Therapists, yes.
And then
It's happening again with a kicker.
they're like getting it disappeared, and then they bring him back on and they treat him like a hero. I think that the WNBA needs to not take this person.
I completely
I
agree.
I just think that the way that we differentiate these sports, it could, because honestly, the WNBA has set an example for every league, men's, women's, otherwise.
Yeah.
Like the Wubble, the way that they acted in the Wubble, the way that they spoke up for the BLM movement, the way that they advocate for women and girls and queer people all of the time, and equity and equal pay, all this stuff. They are such leaders in a civil rights way.
Yeah.
I think they can be a leader in this way too. I think they need to not take that kid.
They have to.
I think they have to.
We will be keeping an eye on this story.
We do not accept abusers in the WNBA.
Nope. Well, with that,
God, heavy shit.
Let's take a break.
Get jocular.
And we're back. Today we have a wonderful jockstrap to teach us everything about Aussie Rules Football.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Rachel, could you give us a little introduction and tell us your relationship to Aussie Rules Football?
Yeah, love to. So Aussie Rules Football, otherwise called as footy in the parts of Australia. It's this huge league down in Australia, and I actually play here in Seattle,
Awesome.
in the US. So there's a bunch of teams scattered around the US, and I live and work in Seattle, so I end up playing with the Seattle Grizzlies. I've been playing, this is going to be my third full season coming up this year. And I captain the Seattle Grizzlies women's team.
okay, we're talking
So-
about Captain.
What's up?
Yeah.
It's like adult club sports. So like,
No,
That's amazing.
So you're telling us that other adults voted for you as captain?
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
I think I was more like told to be put in the position. I don't think there was a vote.
they were
to be
like,
honest.
we need you.
There should be a vote though. There should be a vote.
Can you tell us a little bit about how did you even get into, like, how does one, like, what brought you to playing Aussie Rules?
Yeah. So I actually played rugby for 6 years. I started in uni, played for 4 years, and then 2 years before COVID hit. And then I tried to play throughout COVID, or like, after COVID. But for context, I'm about 5 feet tall. So I'm not very big. So rugby was hard. And I kind of kept getting injured. And, one of the things I loved growing up was just like running around, and I played basketball and all that growing up. And so one day I kind of was just thinking about what kind of team sport I would like to try next. And I just kind of had this like brain, like, idea, like a spark. And I was like, I know there's a footy team in Seattle. So I looked it up. joined practice. And yeah, we went from there. So I had seen the sport maybe once or twice growing up. Never really knew much about it. But this community is super welcoming. So yeah, here we are.
I think I need like a breakdown for idiots
Yeah.
about like what footy
Yeah.
is.
Because we really don't.
We're
like,
coming to you fresh right now.
Yeah, we really don't know anything.
We were just born. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Hong Kong.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, very cool.
So I grew up in Hong Kong, but I have an Australian passport. I know. Sorry, I know you wanted to talk to an Australian, so
You are
I'm
Australian.
kind of half, sort of. I have the passport.
Okay, that's huge.
That's enough,
huge.
man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So sometimes the Australian accent comes out, especially when I'm talking about footy. So
Oh my God, let it
maybe
blossom.
you guys get that today.
love
Thank
it.
you. Cheers.
So now, once again, can you please explain footy to me like you would to a
Yeah.
baby?
Mhm.
Yeah, so footy, I think first and foremost, what sets it apart from a lot of other sports is that it's played on an oval field,
Love.
and
Okay.
it's huge. It's like anywhere from like 150 to 200 yards long, and like 120 to 170 wide. So
like
it's
it can
like
change. The
well, it just depends on like regulation
Oh,
and
okay,
stuff
okay,
like that.
Okay.
But it's bigger than like an American football field. It's bigger than
Jesus.
like a soccer pitch. It's huge. So there's a lot of running involved. And there's 18 players on each side.
Jesus,
oh
on
my
each
God.
gosh.
Playing at all times?
You're just describing
Yeah,
a
like at all
war.
times. Yeah, so there's like 36 people, and in the professional women's league, it's 16 aside. But the field is pretty much the same size.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they just
And
made
it's
more work for you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
okay, cool.
because such is the life of,
Yes, of course.
being, yeah. But yeah, and it's a huge sport in Australia. The biggest like game, which is called the grand final, like the final at the end of the season, is hosted in the Melbourne Cricket Ground, which can seat over 100,000 people.
Oh my.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And it was one of the stops on Taylor Swift's Eras tour that was like the biggest spot,
Wow.
like the biggest night for her, with like 90,000 fans in there.
Okay,
So
wow.
imagine that being packed, 100,000 people.
Wow.
Yeah, kicking a ball, like an oval ball around.
So is it like a rugby ball or?
I have one right here.
Okay, thank
I have show and
yay!
tell. Show and tell.
Okay, cutie
It's
patootie.
cute as
Wow.
hell.
What the hell?
It's kind of like an American football, but like if the edges were more like dulled, I guess.
Okay.
It
Are
looks
you
bigger.
mostly
different.
kicking?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're mostly kicking. So the object is to you kick the ball. You can only move the ball in two ways. That's you kick it, so I can like drop kick it,
Uh-huh.
or to hand pass it, which is you basically hold it in one hand and you have to like punch it.
Oh.
This
Whoa.
is
So you
awesome.
can't like toss it or anything like that. So
You have
that's
to-
illegal. Yeah,
Wow.
kind of like like
This
a
is
volleyball. Some
savage.
people do like this.
Okay, that's really cool.
But
Do
yeah.
people get like 6 spin on it?
yeah.
And
Some
Okay, I
people
love
some
this.
people can do really cool things with the ball. I cannot, but some people can.
can you tackle? Is that how do you stop?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can tackle, and there's all these rules about like you can't hold on to the ball. So like there's rules of like if I've had the chance to get rid of the ball either by kicking it or by like punching it, and then I get tackled before I get rid of the ball, that's actually a penalty against me.
Oh.
So the object is like you want to keep the game moving and all of that. But you can kick the ball and then your teammate can catch it, and then they can start running with it. And if they decide to run with it, they have to bounce it every 15 meters.
How
So
do
it's
you
just
do that?
constantly moving, lots of running. And the goal is to kick it into these uprights, like at a, imagine like a Quidditch field.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
So there's these two posts on either end of the oval, and if you kick it in between these two posts, it's a goal, and that's worth 6 points. And there's also these shorter like posts. I feel like I'm making a weird hand gesture right now. There's these shorter posts on the edges. And if you kick it between like the far in between any of the side ones, it's a behind, and that's 1 point.
Okay.
It's called a behind.
It's called a behind.
You gotta
Yeah.
kick it in the
You got
behind.
that's really
Kick
hot.
it
in
Kick
the
it behind.
But you don't want a behind.
Oh, you
know?
don't
You want a
want a
goal,
behind.
right? Because the behind is only worth 1 point.
Okay.
And how much is the goalpost?
6.
6 points.
Six.
And what's that called?
A goal.
Okay, I thought it was
A
gonna be
goal
something
and
It's
a
not
behind.
like
It's
front
like
butt or
like
something.
a like a
No.
behind.
The front butt.
Unfortunately.
The pussy.
Sorry.
Sorry, don't go.
It's okay. I'm
Can
gonna.
you change it to that?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Can.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
change it to that. We have the power of a language. I guess my question is like it sounds like rugby. It sounds like
Yeah.
soccer. It
Mhm.
sounds like American football. How old is this sport? What is the? It just feels so different. Like when did this
Yeah.
start? When did people start playing this?
So that's okay. Footy history. Here we go. Let's see
Yes.
if I don't know if I'm the best person for this, but I believe it started around the 1800s,
Oh.
mainly in the state of Victoria in Australia, where Melbourne is.
Okay.
And so that's where the sport is still the most popular. And so if you go around Australia and you say footy, if you're in places like Queensland or Sydney, you say footy, they think you're talking about rugby.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go to Melbourne and you say footy, they know you're talking about Aussie Rules.
Okay, that's. I
Gotcha.
feel like that's
Yeah.
intentionally confusing.
Yeah, because Australians like to confuse
fashion.
people and they like to
Okay.
take it out on everyone, right?
Yeah,
Um,
sin
it's just Australian humor.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about like what are the women's leagues like for Australian rules professional?
Yeah. So there's one main one. It's called the AFLW. It started in 2017, and when it first started, it had 8 teams, and the teams are very similar to how I'd say like professional football, like soccer, is done in Europe for the most part. Of how you've got a club and it's got a men's team and a women's team. So it started with 18, and then it's been expanding, and so now there's parity for both men's and women's. So there's 18 men's team and 18 women's teams.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. I
That's
was so
amazing.
afraid you were gonna be
I
like, and
know.
now there are 4 clubs.
But every club is investing in their women's teams, and every year the competition just gets higher and higher, and it just gets better.
That's awesome.
But it's
That's
really
amazing.
amazing to watch. Yeah.
Where are the
Um,
American teams? You said you're in Seattle.
I'm in Seattle. So we play for the USAFL, which is US Australian Football League. And they're everywhere. I think I looked it up when I was doing my research. I think there's like 40 teams around the
Whoa.
US.
Wow.
40 teams.
So are you traveling to play?
Sometimes we are. I mean, it's a lot because majority of us are like adults,
Right.
or we try to act like adults,
Of course. God
most of the
bless.
time. So it's hard to travel as much just for like a game, but every October we have our national tournament. And this past year it was in Austin, and this upcoming year it's going to be in Tucson.
Ooh.
That
Yeah.
is so
So
cool.
it's going to be hot, and there's
Yes.
going to be 1,000 people there.
Wow.
I think about
Nice.
1,000 players, and it's the largest tournament of footy outside of Australia.
Wow.
So it's really cool to see. Yeah,
How long is the typical game?
80 minutes,
80 minutes. Played
80
in
minutes.
quarters?
20-minute quarters.
Okay.
20-minute quarters. Yeah.
Do you have weird sub rules like soccer has, where it's like isn't it in
Yeah,
soccer
once
once
you're
somebody
subbed,
subbed
you're
out,
subbed,
you're
yeah.
out.
I don't know. No, you can interchange.
Okay.
That's cool
can
because that's a
interchange,
lot of
yes.
freaking running.
That is.
It's a lot of running.
So
So if
much
you're in the
running.
midfield, hopefully you'll have a rotation going on.
Uh-huh.
So you can kind of take your rest before you get back out there.
Oh yeah, tell us about the positions.
Yeah, what do you
Mhm.
play?
Yeah, and what do you play?
I play in the mid, and I normally play out on the wings, actually. So there's, if we were to think like with 18 players, there's 6 forwards, 6 mids, and 6 backs. And so it kind of, you've got like your full forwards, and then you have your, there's all these names. It's like your forward pockets are going to be your 2 people on the side.
Okay, we're gonna want these names.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's the center half forward. You've got your, and then you've got your other half forwards. And the mid is
Half
where it's
forward.
the most interesting.
I heard
Yeah,
Lord, and I
half
was
forward.
like,
It's like,
amazing.
I feel like I need like a whiteboard, but you've got full forward, center half, full forward. You got your full forward pockets that are on your left and right, and you've got your center half forward, which is like the second line, and you've got your left half forward, your right half forward.
I think you're
And
a
then-
pocket.
I think I'd for sure be a pocket.
In a
Mhm.
pocket.
Yeah, I could see
Yeah.
myself.
What do you identify as, Katie?
Supporter.
You're a fan?
Ooh, I feel like Katie could be a really good back.
Yes, Katie.
you,
Okay,
Yeah.
what about fight? What about ER?
Ooh, okay, because I feel like you're tall.
I'm
Right?
6'1".
Yeah, that you want to be in the mid. I think you're gonna be a ruck.
Oh,
You're gonna be a
rock.
That makes more sense. That's what
Yeah.
that R in ER stands for.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Ruck
emerging
Fightmaster.
ruck.
Yeah, emergency ruck.
Emergency ruck.
Emergency ruck.
And I'm 5'7", pretty
Yeah.
fast. Where would I?
Ooh,
But I'm
you
not
could
very
be
strong.
anywhere.
I have
She's
no,
very fast.
I'm very fast, but I have no arm strength.
Could she be the ball?
Could I be the ball?
You could be the ball. I mean, you get, I mean, you know, like me, if you like being touched by a lot of women, then you can be the ball. But
Hey! Score
Could be the
one
ball.
in the behind.
you could be in the mid. You could join me on the wing.
Okay, great.
honestly,
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
obsessed with that.
My God.
I love that.
I love
Jen
it.
loves a wing.
I love
So,
the
so
wing.
I'll see you guys at nationals then. Yeah,
Yeah.
like you'll
In
join the
Tucson.
LA
I
team.
was gonna invite us anyway. I think
Yeah,
We would love to
fantastic.
be
we
there.
would love to be there. Okay, so this league, you joined and learned all the rules. Like, is it like
Yes.
okay? That's amazing.
Yeah.
Is
So
that
my
common?
first game, yeah, no, it's quite common, especially with, you know, just Americans playing a
Yeah.
sport that I think very few people outside of Australia have heard of. And it's very common, but you know, the community is just so welcoming, and everyone's just willing to teach.
that's
And
awesome.
you know, I went to my first practice on a Tuesday and played my first game on a Saturday and committed
Whoa.
an unknown number of penalties because I kept throwing the ball away,
Oh.
as one does.
Did you get you got tackled that first game?
Yeah, yeah.
Was
Sick.
that awesome?
I want it laid out for me.
Yeah.
What does it feel like? Hard tackle.
That's a very good question.
Good question.
It feels kind of like for me personally, when I get tackled hard, it's like a oof. You know, I'm on the ground, but then it kind of like ignites something in me that's like, oh, now I've got to go like get them back. Because I'm not very big, a lot of the times what happens is I actually get shouldered and I end up tumbling a bit. But I like to think I look really cool and kind of do the superhero thing where I roll, but then I immediately like get back on my
I'm
feet
picturing
and like
it right
start
now.
running.
That's
and
awesome.
stuff.
I love that.
I'm
That
literally
is cool,
seeing it.
and
That
it's
is
also the
cool.
It is
cutest thing
really,
possible.
really cool.
This is it's very cool. It's the cutest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
sounds
Yeah.
amazing.
But it's also like you're getting like a bear hug a lot of the times because instead, you know how in rugby they like try to lower their shoulder and like lift you up and like slam you down.
Didn't know
Yes.
that, but
It's
yes.
very
With
cool.
Aussie rules,
It's-
a lot of the
it's
time
nice.
it's more like you're coming because you're trying to honestly get the ball. So if the ball's being held up here, you're kind of coming and giving like a hug to try and like hold them up.
Are you practicing these tackles in practice
Or at home after?
In
Yeah.
private.
or in private?
We practice sometimes in practice. I won't speak on if I practice at home or not.
But
Wait, are there injuries? Are there a ton of injuries?
There are some, yes. My
What's a
first
common
year,
one?
I think ACLs, as with a lot
yeah.
of
Yeah.
Okay.
a lot of you know, like sports in general. A lot of ACLs, knees sometimes. Yeah, lot of leg injuries, I'd say, because you're running around and you're kicking a lot.
Talk
as
us
well.
through the equipment. I love knowing, like, what are the looks? What are people like? What's
cool?
What's cool? What's the cool shoe? What's the
cool?
Are you wearing like
pre-wrap headbands were cool when I was playing basketball. What's the cool shit?
Yeah, what's the cool shit for the Aussie Rules?
Honestly, there's not too much like swagger in the game because the uniform's super easy, super basic. It's a Guernsey or jersey, like a tank top almost. You've got shorts,
tiny shorts.
Like tight shorts?
Yeah, tiny
Okay,
shorts.
that's swaggy.
Wee shorts. Wee shorts.
Okay, that's incredibly swaggy.
I want to go to
especially
a game.
for the
Let's
men
go.
too. Especially for the men. And then socks, cleats, mouth guard if you want it, and that's it.
Are we wearing soccer cleats or are you wearing football?
I'm wearing soccer cleats.
Okay.
For this part, yeah. And I think a lot of players generally wear soccer cleats.
And how gay is it? Does it feel like a pretty queer
I knew that question
sport?
was coming up.
Yeah,
It
we have to.
It
We
can't
have
be
to.
straight. This can't be straight.
I'd say the professional women's league is quite gay.
Good.
Love.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
And the obviously the USAFL is as well.
Thank
I think
God.
I interrupted you a minute ago though. You were gonna say something about your first year. Was it an injury thing?
Yeah. One of my coaches, we were doing a drill and I got knocked down by his butt and I got a concussion. So
You can sue for
That's a
that.
juicy ass.
Okay, well, before we let you go, there is a question that we ask
Oh yes.
every
Everyone.
single one of our guests, as I'm sure you know, as a jockstrap. But who would you want to be power slapped by?
oh. Amongst the three of you?
Oh no, you can
It
be
can
Love
be-
that, but
you
no,
can be-
But it can
anyone
be
on Earth.
anyone
on Earth,
anyone on Earth.
living or
Oh.
dead.
Yeah, honestly.
I knew this question was coming and I
You blocked it out.
I was, I was trying to.
Be professional.
there
and
are
talk
so
about
many
the Aussie
options.
rules.
I know.
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
want to keep it organic, so you're like, how's my soul gonna answer on the
Yeah.
spot?
Yeah.
But it is
Right.
hard.
Some things you can't really prep for.
I know.
Nah.
I feel like this is perhaps a cop out, but I really just want to say Beyonce.
Not
That
a
is
cop
not
out.
a cop out.
That's beautiful.
I want
Wow.
that too. I can really
Me too.
see that.
I
I
feel
Like, because I feel like I could just bask in like her majesty.
yes.
Even like she power slaps me afterwards. I feel like it would smell like amazing.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Well,
It would.
I guess like a follow-up question for that is like, is she mad at you? Is it just
Yeah.
like, is it just for the sport?
Mm.
Like, are you seeing her face in a particular
And like,
way?
or is it like which album? Like which album Beyonce?
Ooh,
Is it like
yeah.
is country Beyonce slapping you
Versus a lemonade moment.
Yeah, versus a
mean,
lemonade
Ooh.
Beyonce.
A lemonade moment would be like very vengeful. She would be upset at me.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't want that. Or maybe you do.
I
I
don't-
don't know.
Yeah, that's an option. I think the other option would be the cowboy Carter rides in on the horse like she did at this,
Shit.
at the NFL game.
I mean,
Rides in off the horse, gets off the horse.
Whoa.
Cowboy had a knot and just
bam! Holy shit, that's hot as
That's
hell.
really hot.
And then she goes, Rachel, get on the horse.
I'd be like, let's go.
And don't you
Maybe.
ever doubt yourself again.
yeah.
Whoa.
That's
You've been an excellent guest. Thank
Yeah.
you so much
Thank
for,
you
for
so
being
much
on.
for having me. This has been a lot of fun. I
Oh
really
my
appreciate you
Yeah,
having
and
me on.
if you're ever, for some reason, playing a game in LA, or let us know. We'd love to
Yeah.
play there.
I want to go see some fucking footy.
We're gonna go out to Tucson.
Yeah, we'll
That
see you in
sounds all-
Tucson.
that
We'll
sounds
see y'all
awesome.
there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so
Amazing.
much.
All right, thanks, y'all. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Bye, Rachel.
Bye.
All right.
Bobby.
We're back with the mailbag.
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 Mailbag. I'm just getting in the zone.
Right.
My dearest Katie, 10 and little Fighty. I'm Australian for whomever wants to practice their Aussie accent.
Holy shit.
I grew up in a family where anything or anyone slightly different or outspoken was ridiculed and made fun of to no end. Because of this, it took me until the rip old age of 21 to ever question whether I was even remotely gay, which seemed to be obvious to those around me.
Take a deep breath.
No, I've landed on bisexual. I'm doing this in one breath. I've landed on bisexual. As time goes on, I'm realizing that while I find the occasional man pretty, that entire species disgusts me and I'd rather be with a woman.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cheery. I agree with that.
Same.
I struggle being out and proud because I tend to desperately want to blend into the crowd. But since I discovered the three of you, this is gradually changing. Being so I lost it, Bobby. Being so openly, confidently queer and looking good doing it, you've allowed me an outlet to feel so gay. You've shown me a community that I crave to be a part of. And I thank you all so very much for that. Now at 25, I have no intention of coming out to my family. I don't feel like I owe them that. They can just figure it out on their own time. I don't care, LOL. I have gained the confidence to come out to my friends, though, which feels absolutely amazing. When I first started listening to this podcast, I had zero interest in sports. Go figure, I must really like you a lot. But since listening every week for what feels like ages, I have recently started watching PWHL games. Go Victoire!
Victoire.
Victoire! The one sport I'm in love with is Formula One, which I'm told is a red flag, but let's move past that. Am I going British? Barbie. I love the incredible skill that these drivers maintain at the absolute highest level of their field, not to mention how physically exhausting these races are. Do you have any thoughts or opinions on motorsports/F1? There is currently a female-only, kind of hate that wording, racing championship aiming to encourage more women into motorsports. This is called F1 Academy. There's a little bit of controversy on the championship. This is my Australian Aussie hand. There's a little bit of controversy on the championship because the cars are significantly slower than the Formula One cars, amongst other things. But on the other side of that coin, it is a stepping stone into other and higher level motorsports. Anyways, thank you so much for taking the time. I love your guts, and I'm loving seeing your faces on the screen. Side note, Katie, did you spot the Hamilton reference? Check the first line. Toodles, Tia.
Okay, I was looking at the first line. I did read ahead, unfortunately. I don't know.
What is
when it said my dearest.
I haven't seen or heard Hamilton before.
Fuck.
Check the first line.
Is it my?
I grew up in a family where. Oh, I don't know.
I wouldn't get hung up on it.
Okay, let's move on. I've heard Formula One fucking rocks, and I've never watched it.
I know, but also, I'm glad this pod has helped you fucking rock on. We're so happy to have you.
Have you ever done this in your life?
I honestly, this might be the first time I've ever done rock on.
I really thought you were doing it like this, which I also kind of love.
I was like, rock on with a T in the afternoon. Rock on.
Rock on.
Rock on, Tia. That's
it was
awesome.
like you don't owe your family an explanation.
No.
Also, I love your guts feels like intimate.
I also
know.
love Little Fighty.
I know. I liked that
I
too.
didn't mind that either.
Yeah, that was kind of nice.
Well, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Some people understand. I'm just somebody's son.
That's right. Somebody's son.
I'm just somebody's son. I'm just somebody's son.
I've never watched it.
What's problematic about F1? Is it just like
I think it's I think it's incredibly toxic masculinity on steroids.
Yeah. But
it's incredibly I think isn't Lewis Hamilton is a black racer and black driver, and I think he talks about how also racist it is. So
I'm sure.
yeah, so those very rich European. It's a very moneyed sport.
I mean, it's like the boycott approach doesn't always work with sports because actually the sports entities are appealing to their fans, and if they think all of their fans are men that are racist and sexist, then when something racist and sexist happens, they're like, that's okay, our fans will understand.
I mean, that's what we talked about on the football episode.
Right, if you have queer fans that you have to answer to, if you have women that you have to answer to, the league wants to protect its money. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it just kind of helped to be there.
I guess we're getting into Formula One.
I guess we're getting into Formula One. Rock on!
Rock on!
Rock on!
Have you ever raced a car? Even if it was go-karts?
I mean,
A go-kart, I love. A bumper situation, I love.
I love.
When I was growing up in Cincinnati, the
Ohio.
Cincinnati, Ohio, thank you. All the rage was hill hopping.
What's that?
It's you would drive as fast as you could up a hill, and then knowing that there'd be like a big dip on the other side, and all the kids were dying.
Dying?
Yeah, I would never do that.
Yeah, because the car would go over the hill. Like you accelerate, you go so fast, and you go over the hill, and then there's a big drop off, and like you can land on another car. You land and you don't know how to stop, so you swerve off. So all these kids were like driving into the ditch. Anyway,
we used to do. I had a convertible.
Brag.
Oh
Very
my
cool.
god!
A 1987 Volkswagen Cabriolet.
That's
white
awesome.
on white in high school.
White on white,
like white top, white
Oh
interior.
no, I'm just.
You're picturing
shocked.
it, right? Senior year, we had this one hill that my friends and I would like drive really fast, and it felt like a roller coaster.
course.
We didn't hill hop, but we like drove really fast. And when we won the like District 10 championship, like 5 of us went into my car at like 11 o'clock, which was too late for me to be like, I wasn't allowed, you're not allowed to drive afterwards. And I remember we like pulled off because there was a car behind us. And I was like, let's wait till this car passes. It was obviously the cops. And they thought that we were such good kids. They were like, what do you have? What do you have in the car? And we were like, we just have like yogurt covered raisins. And we
just wanted to drive
we wanted
this
to drive really fast. I mean, we got in trouble, but
What did they do?
they took us home and called our parents.
Okay, let me say something. Oink, oink, oink. Fuck you,
Yeah, like-
cab.
Seriously. We were just gonna have fun.
Are you kidding? That's the kind of police shit that pisses me.
I
the
know we didn't have
Are
we
you
weren't
kidding
doing
me?
anything.
Go
Yogurt
do
covered
your
raisins.
tax-paid job. You're arresting this little fucker with
Look at
her
me.
fucking yogurt raisins?
Come on.
Were they white chocolate? Like
They
the
were
white.
white. They were white
the
chocolate.
white
That's
yeah,
yogurt.
yeah, the
gross.
white yogurt.
Take her to
No,
jail.
I love those.
Take
those
her
are,
to
those
jail.
are
Wow,
good.
you would be
Take her to jail.
you would be
Do you
blue
guys want to do a
mattered.
quick voicemail?
Yeah.
Headphones on.
5, 6,
On.
7, 2, 3, 1, 59.
28.
I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
But let me just, I need to do it again. Okay. My name's Riley. My pronouns are she, they, and I love to watch sports, but my girlfriend doesn't. And I need advice for someone who doesn't want to sacrifice time with their partner, but also doesn't want to sacrifice watching sports. So what do you do when you like watching sports, but your partner doesn't? And yeah, I grew up playing volleyball, so shout out to ER. I was a setter. And I hope you guys are having a great day. Okay, bye.
Thank you so much for that.
You get them all cozy. When
that's a good
my gal doesn't give a fuck about sports. So what I'll do is I'll like set up the game. I'm not gonna ask her first. I just set up the game, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna pop in here. I'm gonna watch this, and I'd love it if you'd sit with me. And then I'll like I'll have like a little snack tray kind of prepared for her, and she walks in, and it's like a cat. Like it's like a cat walking in and being like, oh my god, there's tinned fish. You know what I mean? They're not going to run out of the room. They don't care about the sports at that point. They've got little chocolate things there. And so she comes in and she's like, huh? And she just automatically lies down and she starts to eat the little snacks. The football is playing in the background. And then if she's like, can we watch something with a narrative? I'm like, your feet look sore. Can I got to massage these feet, don't I? And then she's like, yeah, get the top. You can go harder. I mean, I'm still watching football. You know what I'm saying? She's in a blackout. She's gone.
That impression of your partner, it was not sexist at all.
I feel like I should call her right now and just say, this is what happened. I just need you to be aware.
My little feet.
I'm over there working those pads while I watch the game.
That is really good.
That
Thank
is
you.
a great
That's
option.
a good option. I also, my wife
Yeah.
really likes sports, but the one sport that she doesn't like watching that I unfortunately watch all the time is men's soccer. So what I do is I'll record. Try not to look at any of the just record
So
games.
hard.
It's so hard, but try to record and don't spoil the games for yourself and find a little time to yourself and watch it. That's what I do with men's soccer.
My gal loves watching basketball with me. And even if she's it's not something she'd prefer, just the competitive nature of it, she's immediately gonna dive into it. But you could do with your girlfriend what I think I've shared this before, what my dad would tell me, so I would watch golf with him. He would make it into a soap opera or a Bravo TV show. Be like, this is Phil Mickelson. His wife died of cancer.
Yeah.
And actually don't know if she did. And
if she did, rest in peace.
Yeah. If not, congrats. And died of something else. I'm sorry. So he would give me a full narrative.
Yes.
So it'd end up rooting for people. I would have very clear enemies. And that's really fun. And so you could be watching a game, telling her all about these players' lives. She can get on her little phone and be like, oh my God, did you see this person posted a picture with this person?
I love that when we talk about our girls, we're she can get on her little phone.
I did not do that.
No, I was imagining myself
these two, okay?
I'm a bad boy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But that's how I got my gal to watch the Super Bowl.
Because
this player has an all-women management team.
Oh,
yes,
we love.
You gotta do that.
Yeah.
And make their favorite drink, make their favorite snack.
Yeah, I said, a little party platter for your little kitty
party
cat.
Yeah, little party.
Boy.
A little snack
party
tray for your snack.
Thank you so much.
Make a snack for your snack.
Yeah, I like that one.
Make
a snack for your little snack.
And just be like, I don't care if you second screen.
No.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a little snack with your snack.
I'm about to have a pervert minute about my own gal.
And please follow us on Instagram at JocularPod and TikTok at JocularPod and email us jocularpod@gmail.com. Vote for us for the Queerities. If you can, give us a call, leave us a voicemail.
And leave us some comments on our little Spotify.
We love the comments.
We love the comments.
My jumpsuit is from Big Bud Press. Somebody asked in one of the comments. And my old ass couldn't figure out how to respond to just that person. So it's from Big Bud Press.
Yes, and please make sure you rate, and review us, because that really helps too. When the numbers go up,
we go up.
We go up.
That's right. I really dislike doing this.
Well, we're all doing something different, but equally fucked. Come on in with it, Katie.
Do you want this?
Jesus Christ.
What?
Katie.
Really vibing.
No, keep vibing. Do you want this?
I ran out of spit.
Oh, hi, Rachel.
Oh, sorry.
Hi, Rachel. Oh, Rachel, did you hear our song?
I did. I heard the end of it. It was lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's very nice of you to say, because I don't know if it was lovely.
No,
it was
I
truly
think
was.
it was an
I felt
assault
so
of
welcome.
sound.